So I just wanted to make a quick sort of little video about this. It is something I touched on in the actual opening video. I have just opened a case of Belgium Outsiders. Sorry, not a case, a box of Belgium Outsiders and a box of Japanese Outsiders. So paper packs, plastic packs. And there are just a few things I think are worth noting. For one, you can see the ceiling on the Belgium is far lower. On the Japanese, not so much. That's why you've got so much extra room in the Japanese for the cards to shift around, whereas the Belgium is nice. There is still one big issue that I sort of came across. I don't know if it says, so no specific card rarity or type is guaranteed to exist within an individual pack, box, or case. Same with the Japanese, it says exactly the same. Right, so this is after my initial recording. Legend Story Studios have released a little statement regarding some of the issues I present in this video, so I just wanted to go over them quickly. Well, that is slightly cut off. Oh well, I'll read it out to you. So we want to let you know we have a solution to the differing Outsiders regional boxes correlation. So this is the issue of the Japanese printing and the Belgian printing, the rares not being consistent. So for instance, in a Japanese booster box, you'll find that you will always have 2 rares, whereas in a Belgium printed box, you might have 1 all the way to 3, which is a huge difference, as has been brought up when people have questioned whether Belgian or Japanese products are going to be used for drafting in any competition matter. So they've come up with this solution, they will be using a unique booster mix for the Pro Tour, which is an interesting solution. From a consistency point, I would frankly say that it would be better to just use the Japanese booster packs, since the 2 rares makes it completely consistent. For instance, if they use, say, 1 Belgium, 2 Japanese, then the Belgium is still an issue. If they use all Belgium, it's an even greater issue. But at the same time, this way of addressing the issue is to essentially not show favoritism to either printing, because then, obviously, the public will take that almost in the wrong way, and it may blow up to, well, no one wants the Belgian printing because the Japanese is used for drafting, it's used for all this, it's just better overall, when that's not generally the case. I think pull rates too, there's some other issues, but I have not seen anything address that highly, and my boxes haven't been too wonky. I have gotten some good rolls, I guess, so more legendaries out of a case than the stock standard 1 or 2. We strongly encourage players to focus on the fundamentals of the draft format and enjoy great games of Flesh and Blood. So yeah, they're not really giving a huge solution to this. There is a little text out here. Apparently this has been changed since I read it. There was a different comment ending it off that apparently was not received as it should have, as a lighthearted joke. Yeah, so I just wanted to chuck this in, because I will bring up the point of the rares when I discuss the difference between Belgian and Japanese. But the more substantial bit of information from this video, if you do stick around after this. So the boxing of the Japanese versus Belgium, there is a substantial difference. I've gone over this before a couple of times. The cutting on Japanese cards is really bad, in my opinion. It is a downwards guillotine motion, or at least that's my understanding from the feel of the cards. The edges are raised because of that cutting, whereas the Belgium is smooth. So edgings is horrible if you were to grade them, so to speak. And then you also have the issue of the packaging. So the booster packs themselves have a enormous amount of space. The booster boxes themselves are slightly bigger than the Belgium, so then have more space. And then the boxes in the case have, again, more space. So there's a lot of rooms at every stage of the packaging for these cards to shift around in transit and, of course, get damaged. Anyway, well, I guess that sort of sums up the rest of the video, so feel free to not watch the rest. Back to it. No specific card, yada yada yada. However, in the Japanese packs, I have consistently gotten 2 rares every time. In the Belgium, I have not. So I've got 2 separations here. This side is the Belgium cards, this side is the Japanese. If I count up the Majestics and the rares from both, so non-foil Majestics, since they occupy the rare slot, what we get is 48, which is to be expected, 2 times 24 packs. In the Belgium, we only got 44 rares and Majestics. That means in 4 packs, they only had 1. In fact, it was a far greater disparity. I'll probably show it. Rare, foil, Where's the other rare? Is this one rare? Common. There's a rare. Recoil. No. Okay. I assume it's packaging error. Question still is, where will the cold foil be? And this looks like another one rare pack. Yeah, another one rare pack. Okay. We really need to be counting the rares. So there's 2 in this one. Foil. No, there's 3. Here's another tri-rare pack. So we got rare, majestic, rare, and then obviously we don't count the foil. A lot of packs, I either pulled 1 or I pulled 3. There were some that were still 2, but that is a pretty glaring issue in the Belgian printing because it changes the feel of a lot of things. For one, completing a set, opening a case of Belgium, I'm going to expect that I get less rares, therefore I can't actually collect 3 of a kind far easier than, or at least as easy as the Japanese printing. 2, the drafting experience, so to touch on that a bit more, if you open, however many packs it is to draft, I've never actually drafted. Does it say on the box? Spread 24 supports 8-player draft. So that assumes 4 packs per draft. Right. No, 3. 8, 3. So anyway, you're opening 3 packs. If all of them only have 1 rare, whoever opens a pack has first dibs at the rare, everyone else has to play with commons. If it has 3, well then I guess it's even. But that is quite a shift in disparity because it can drastically change the feel of a draft experience if you're not guaranteed those 2 rare cards. Other than that, we do still need to talk about printing and cutting. So there isn't any huge difference between the coloring or anything like that. However, the edging on the Japanese is still significantly worse in my opinion, as well as the finish. The cards do not feel as good as the Belgian. I'm not going to say they feel bad, but they don't feel as good. If I grab my little mic and we rub 2 Japanese cards together, let's use my unfiltered. Right, so the finish on the cards is not like a smooth glossy wax. So in terms of finish, there is a clear difference between the Belgian printing and the Japanese printing. The Japanese cards feel almost chalky when you rub them together, whereas the Belgian cards are nice and smooth. They generally form and stick, and you can press them nice and easy. Sticking all the commons together, it is very noticeable. I wonder if I can sort of tilt the camera. Oh, there's the screen. So again, open the same amounts. We've pulled roughly the same amount of cards out, but this is a huge disparity in how the cards stick together. So again, Japanese, there is a decent, how many? Probably this chunk of cards higher than the Belgium. Again, same amount of cards. Curious. Where were you? How come you can see yourself now? Guess I'll fix it later. But yeah, I just want to give those thoughts. I truly have mixed feelings now because I thought just the Belgian printing would be superior, but the less rares and potentially majestics then, because I don't know if I can replace a common card if there's a common in that slot, is worrisome. I'm glad I'm opening both. My initial idea was to hold the Belgium because the Belgium I would have thought would be nicer, but I did want to do this comparison. So yeah, it's sort of a mixed bag. Feels a little off compared to previous sets. Granted, I haven't scrutinized previous sets like I am doing this now because I'm obviously making a video, but I just wanted to get that out there, that there is a noticeable difference in quality, texture, and pulls, apparently. So yeah.